Hey guys, it's been a minute since I posted anything, but a couple weeks back in our student ministry, we were discussing the story when Jesus was in the boat with the disciples as they crossed the sea, and Jesus was asleep, and the storm arose up, and all the disciples got really worried and scared, and they ended up waking up Jesus, and he brought peace to the storm and got them to the other side, and as we discussed that, this thought rolled through my head, a couple things, and I've heard this one before, but these disciples were, at least half of them were professional fishermen before they started following Jesus. So being out on the sea and the storms and what to expect out there wasn't a new territory for them. So the fact that they were brought to a level of this kind of fear, that they were afraid of their death, kind of gives testament to the magnitude of this storm. The other thought that rolled through my head was all of those disciples crossed at the same time. They all experienced that storm together. And how would it have played out if Jesus had crossed the sea with half the disciples, left the other half behind, and then went back and got the other disciples, but he brought a couple of the guys that had just crossed the sea with him. So now you've got 6 disciples, make it 8 disciples, because 2 of them have already been through the storm, and now they're all going back. Jesus falls asleep again. That second group's going to be a totally different experience, because now that those 2 guys that have been through the storm, their faith is increased. They have a better understanding and a better relationship with who Jesus is, what he has to do, where they're going, and that's true for us. That many of us have been through storms in our lives, and the Lord has brought us through that, and here we are going back, and we're surrounded by people who are going through storms for the first time, and as disciples and as leaders, it's our privilege to have been through that storm, and to hold and huddle around those who haven't and reassure them that Jesus is going to get them through this, that we're not put into situations of guaranteed failure. Now, I can guarantee you that if we don't put our trust in Jesus, that you're bound to fail. But that's what's so awesome about Jesus, is even when we do fall down, he's right there to pick us back up. And that when we know we can't do it, we put our trust in him because we know he can. So when life gets hard, remember that Jesus knew it was going to be hard for us. That's part of the plan. That's part of what he's doing in our lives, is challenging us and growing us so that we can help the next generation, or the same generation, but just a different point in our walk. So help people get through the storm, guys.